Hello everybody, thanks so much for joining me. My name is Michael. Hope you're all having a wonderful day and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be jumping back into Python Crash Course Chapter 5 and demoing 5-10, checking usernames. We're going to create a program that simulates how websites ensure that everyone has a unique username. We're going to make a list of 5 or more usernames called current users. We're going to make another list of 5 usernames called new users. And we're going to make sure that 1 or 2 of the new usernames are also in the current users list. We're then going to loop over the new users to see if any of the new usernames have already been used. If it has, we're going to print a message. And if it hasn't, we're also going to print a different message. We need to make sure that the comparison is case insensitive. Cool, so let's go ahead and create a list called current users. So we'll define a variable, current users is equal to a list. We'll say admin, quote, Michael. We'll say, quote, Kitty. We'll say, quote, John. We'll say, quote, Tom, and we'll leave it at that. We're then going to create a new users list, which is going to have values, 2 of which will be found in the current users. So we'll say John with different casing this time, as well as Tom in all caps here. We'll say Sky. We'll say Gina, and we'll say Carl. Cool. So now we need to loop over the new users list and compare it to the current users and identify if the username is available or not and make sure that it is case insensitive. So we need to make sure that our current users has all lowercase characters or just some sort of way to universally make sure this comparison can happen. What I mean by that is we can truncate the casing to all lowercase whenever we make comparisons as kind of like a universal rule. So we need to modify our current users list to actually force lowercase across all of the values. So let's make a variable called current users, and we'll say lowered is equal to a list. And in here, I'm going to write a thing called a list comprehension. These are just shorthand ways in Python to write lists and apply certain effects to every item in the list in a shorthand kind of format. Now, this might look a little bit cryptic, but once you get some familiarity with list comprehensions, you will find that you actually enjoy using them more than writing and creating lists with multiple lines of code, just because this is just so much shorter and easier with some practice. So I'm going to create a list, and what's going to be in this list is a username dot lower for every username in current users. This right here is a list comprehension. So we are looping over the current users, and for every username in there, we are going to lower the username and capture that or encapsulate it within this list. So it's kind of creating this list on the fly by applying certain effects to every value in a previous list and creating a new resulting list with these effects. So we're going to username.lower for every username in the current users, thus giving us a new list with usernames that are all lowercase. Let's go ahead and print that list just to make sure. If I print current users lowered, we get all of those strings in lowercase now. John and Kitty no longer have capitals. So now we need to loop over the list of new users and see if they have taken usernames. So let's go for every new user in new users. If the new user, right, dot lower, we are going to lowercase the new user so it matches the same formatting of the lowercase versions of our current users to make sure that there isn't any case sensitivity going on. We are case insensitive. We are going to identify if this new user dot lower in our current users lowered. This in keyword can be used with iterable objects, which is a Python way of describing objects that you can loop over. So we can use in to identify if a certain value resides within that structure. So if new user.lower in current users.lower, and we'll use a print statement with a format string inside to actually insert that and say that the new user is already taken. Else, we're going to print that the new user is available. Let's go ahead and run this, and we should get 2 prints at this very start for that John and Tom are already taken, and 3 prints for Sky, Gina, and Carl are available. John is already taken, Tom is already taken, Sky is available, Gina is available, and Carl is available. You could apply the lower casing to the print statements as well, but the user entered this, so they probably want it to look like this. We can also take advantage of the continue keyword rather than using else here. What I mean by that is if we end up hitting this if statement and it becomes true and we enter in and print this line here, we could write a continue right below here. Once this continue is met, it will just stop at whatever point in the loop it's in and just start over for the next object, in this case, a string. So it'll print that this username is already taken, stop at where this is, and go ahead and start over for the next object or next string. We can go ahead and remove this else statement and bring back this print to print by default. So what this says is the same exact thing, whereas if we hit this print statement for that the username is already taken, we'll go ahead and continue on to the next user. We don't need to go ahead and do any more evaluation and print out this statement because we already found out what we needed. If this if statement is not true, and we do not end up printing this already taken or hitting this continue, entering into this nested portion, we will skip it and jump straight to this print and then continue in the loop. You could, I guess, write continue here as well, but just by having the loop end, Python knows to move on to the next object if there is a next object in the list or iterable to move on to. All right, I'll go ahead and run this just to show you guys it's the exact same. As you can see, John and Tom are already taken, and Sky, Gina, and Carl are available. I would like to make an aside that is a little bit more advanced than this problem really asks for. By using the in keyword in this statement, there are things Python is doing under the hood that isn't telling the full story. What I mean by that is, because we have to detect whether this string here is within this list, we need to loop over this list and detect whether this string is actually in there. Now you'll learn more about this in data structures and algorithms, but certain keywords in Python have a way for increasing the amount of time complexity a various function or statement can take. Again, this is pretty beyond the scope of this problem, but I did want to make a note of it here. Because this object that we are iterating over is a list, and we are doing that for every single item within the new users list, the overall time complexity of this operation is O of n squared. For every string within new users, we are looping over every string within current users and checking to make sure that that string is not in there. We are then doing that as well for Tom across everyone. We're doing that for Sky across everyone, for Gina across everyone, and for Carl across everyone. This is what creates that kind of slow behavior for very large data sets. We have not learned about this yet, but we could turn this into a set by just using brackets here. And using the in keyword over a set is in constant time. By doing this check, it's either in there true or it's not in there because this is an O of 1 lookup based on the property of sets. Again, I know I said this 3 times already. This is kind of beyond the scope of this problem as it is a very beginner problem. But I did want to make note of it in case you also thought of this due to the prevalence of DSA in current society. All right, you guys, thanks so much for being here. This was 5-10, checking usernames. I'll see you guys in the next one.